I found it in a dusty corner of a flea market, a heavy brass compass that felt cold in my hand. The glass was cracked, and the needle spun lazily, never finding north. I figured it was just a broken, old trinket. A cool paperweight. I was wrong. That first night, I left it on my nightstand. I woke up around 3 a.m., thirsty. In the dim moonlight, I saw the needle wasn't spinning anymore. It was completely still, pointing directly at my bedroom door. I held my breath, listening. A floorboard creaked in the hallway. My blood went cold. I'm a big guy, but I've never felt so small. I squeezed my eyes shut, pretending to be asleep, until the sun came up. The next day, I tested it. I thought about the mountain of debt I was in, and the needle swung towards the stack of unpaid bills on my desk. I thought about my boss who'd been hinting at layoffs, and it pointed straight at my work laptop. It wasn't a compass. It was a parasite, feeding on my anxiety. It didn't point north, it pointed to the source of my deepest fears. And it was getting worse. The fears it was finding were older, deeper. It led me to the dark, musty crawl space under the house, a place I hadn't entered since I was a kid. I had to know what was down there. I crawled in, the smell of damp earth filling my lungs. The compass needle was vibrating in my hand, pointing to the far back corner. I shined my phone's flashlight, and my heart stopped. Scratched into the dirt floor were words, my own clumsy, childish handwriting. Ichi's not dead. He wears his skin. I scrambled out, gasping for air, a memory I had buried clawing its way out. A nightmare from my childhood I convinced myself was just a dream. The man who came home one day, who looked like my father, but whose eyes were wrong. I threw the compass in a drawer, buried it under old clothes, tried to forget, but I couldn't. For a week, I lived in a state of constant, low-grade terror. I knew it was still in there. The needle humming away, pointing at something I couldn't see. Last night, I finally gave in. I had to see. I opened the drawer. The needle wasn't pointing at the crawl space anymore. It wasn't pointing at my bills or my laptop. It was pointing straight at me. And I felt a new kind of fear, a fear so absolute it was almost peaceful. I looked down at my hands, at the faint, silvery scars on my knuckles that I don't remember getting. I looked in the mirror, at the eyes staring back. They're not my eyes. The compass wasn't showing me what I was afraid of. It was showing me what I should have been afraid of all along. The thing that came home that day. The thing that wore my father's skin. It found a new home,